Imagine Antarctica. Just this vast, silent, ice-covered continent, right? Miles deep. Seems completely isolated. But then picture this. Back in 2006, way up high, maybe 25 miles. A balloon detects this. Well, this really strange signal. Utterly baffling.
Oh.
And here's the kicker. It wasn't coming from space. It seemed to be coming from deep inside the Earth. So today we're doing a deep dive into this totally unexplained phenomenon. It's a mystery that's really shaking up science.
Yeah, and what makes it so fascinating is the instrument itself, ANITA. That's the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna. Now, its whole purpose, its design, was to catch these incredibly high-energy particle neutrinos streaming down from space.
Yeah.
From galaxies far away.
Right, looking outwards.
Exactly. So you can imagine the surprise when ANITA picked up something completely different, powerful radio waves, like really high energy, but they were shooting up from deep below the ice, thousands of miles down.
Up through the Earth.
Precisely. And that was the immediate puzzle. Because physics, as we understand it, says those kinds of radio waves, they just shouldn't make it. They should get absorbed, scattered, basically vanish, traveling through maybe 4,000 miles of dense rock and ice.
So nothing should get through.
Nothing that energetic, no. So naturally, the first thought was, okay, it's got to be a glitch, some kind of error in the equipment, maybe interference, something like that.
Okay, that makes sense initially, but obviously it wasn't just a glitch, otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it. So how did they move past that idea?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. It wasn't just a one-off weird reading. It happened again. In 2014, same pattern, same impossible direction, same source area, seemingly.
Wow, okay, so consistency.
Exactly. That pretty much ruled out a random fluke or, some temporary software bug. And then, just to really hammer it home, it happened again in 2025. And this time, the reports say the signals were even, quote, louder and sharper.
Louder and sharper, so it's not fading away.
Not at all. It confirms this is a persistent thing. And it reinforces the paradox because there's just no known explanation down there. We're talking no volcanoes, no major fault lines, zero seismic activity in that specific spot that could possibly generate this kind of clean, repeating energy from that kind of depth. It's more than just weird. It's a fundamental challenge to our models.
So if it's not geology and it breaks physics as we know it, what are people saying? What are the theories floating around? It sounds like something out of science fiction.
Hey, well, some of the theories do push boundaries. They really run the gamut. On one side, you have physicists looking at genuinely new physics. Things like sterile neutrinos.
Sterile neutrinos?
Yeah, they're hypothesized particles, different from the neutrinos we usually detect. The idea is they interact so weakly with normal matter, maybe they could pass through the Earth's core without stopping, or perhaps some kind of dark matter interaction deep inside the planet that would, rewrite particle physics textbooks.
Okay, so that's the exotic physics side.
Right. Then you move into the more, let's say, speculative territory. People have wondered, could it be some kind of secret underground base? Advanced tech hidden beneath the ice, or even echoes of ancient alien technology, stuff that's been dormant and is now somehow active.
Alien tech. Wow.
I know, it sounds wild, but what really gets researchers, what kind of scares them, is that these signals just don't fit any model we have. Not standard physics, not even most speculative natural ideas. They shouldn't exist.
You also mentioned earlier something about them being rhythmic and having coded pulses. That sounds less like random noise and more like deliberate.
That's a crucial point, and it's not a claim made lightly. Rhythmic means there's a pattern, a repetition over time. It's not just chaotic bursts and coded pulses. Well, that suggests structure within the signal itself, like information is embedded, perhaps. More like a transmission than just, say, geological static.
A transmission, but you said not human.
Well, yeah. The not human part comes from the sheer energy involved in the origin point. We simply don't have any technology capable of operating, let alone transmitting such powerful signals from thousands of miles deep within the solid Earth. The energy requirements, surviving the pressure and heat, getting a signal out through all that rock. It seems beyond our current, or maybe even conceivable, human capability. That pushes the thinking towards something truly anomalous.
Okay, so science isn't just shrugging this off. What's the next step? How are we trying to figure this out?
Oh, absolutely not shrugging it off. Science is, as you put it, fighting back. There's a new mission specifically designed for this. It's called PUEO. That's the Payload for Ultra-High Energy Observations.
PUEO, yeah.
It's essentially the successor to ANITA, designed to be more sensitive, listen for longer periods, and hopefully get a much clearer picture. The goal is to really zero in on the source, figure out the signal properties, and try to, crack this mystery wide open.
So bringing this all together, it leaves us with a pretty profound thought, doesn't it? Slightly unsettling one, maybe. If these signals are real, and the evidence keeps mounting that they are, they're coming from somewhere we literally cannot get to, a part of our own planet we know almost nothing about. So the question we want to leave you with is this: what lies beneath the ice? And, if it's sending signals,